Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. To make this oversized ribbed sweater, you will need a weight 4 yarn and a 6mm crochet hook. So you're going to begin by chaining 161 and then you're going to half double crochet into the third chain from the hook. And then you're going to place one half double crochet into every stitch all the way to the end of your chain. At the end of this row, chain 2. This will count as your first half double crochet. Turn your work. You're going to skip that very first stitch and then working into the back loops, place a half double crochet into the next stitch and then keep on working into the back loops of every stitch until the very end, placing one half double crochet into each stitch. And then you're going to repeat this row over and over again. So to figure out how many rows you have to do, you're going to get a tape measure and you're going to measure around your bust. And then you're going to add 6 inches onto that. So if your bust was 34 inches, when you add 6 inches on, that's 40. And then you're going to have to half that number again. So half of 40 is 20. And then half that number once more. So half of 20 is 10. So this section, you're going to keep making rows until this section measures 10 inches. Or of course, whatever number you ended up with once you did your measurements. So because I was making this top for a 34-inch bust, I did this section for 10 inches. So once you have completed your last row, chain 2, and then still working into the back loops, you're going to make 52 half double crochet. So in total you will have 53 half double crochet because your beginning chain 2 always counts as a stitch. So once your 52 half double crochet are completed, you're going to make a chain of 27. So once you have your 27 chains completed, you're going to skip the next 27 half double crochet. And then you're going to place a half double crochet into the 28th stitch into the back loops, and then continue working in the back loops for the remainder of the stitches. And then at the end of that row, chain 2, turn your work, working into the back loops, make half double crochet into every stitch. So when you reach your 27 chains, you're just going to continue as normal, placing half double crochet into each of those chains. So just keep going to the very end of the row with half double crochet into the back loop until the very end. So because this section was 10 inches, I'm going to want this part upwards 10 inches. So make rows until that side measures 10 inches. Then once you have that done, you're going to cut your yarn and fasten off and then put to one side. So next we're going to work on the sleeves. So chain 61. Then we're going to half double crochet into the third chain from the hook. And then we're going to place a half double crochet into every chain until you reach the very end. So at the end of this row, you're going to chain 2. Again, this chain 2 counts as your first stitch. Then turn your work. And then we're still going to be working into the back loop. So skip that first stitch there because that's connected to your chain 2. And then into the next stitch, make a half double crochet into the back loop. And then place a half double crochet into each stitch until you reach the very end. To figure out how many rows you have to do for your arm, you're going to get a measuring tape and measure the widest part of your arm and then add 6 inches onto that. So for me, my upper arm was 10 inches, so I added 6 inches onto that, so that made 16 inches. So you're going to make rows of half double crochet here until it measures, for me, 16 inches. So here I am now with my 16 inches. So we're just going to cut the yarn, leave a long tail, and then just fasten off and then put to one side, and then of course make a second sleeve. Now you're just going to lay your body piece flat out just like so. Then you're going to grab your piece and you're going to fold it in such a way that the neck opening is entirely to the front, just like so. And you're going to make sure that the ends are lining up. So where it folds at the top here is going to be your shoulder. So grab a stitch marker and where it folds, just right there, place a stitch marker. And then you're going to do the very same thing on the other side. So now you're going to lay your body piece out flat one more time, and then you're going to grab your sleeve and you're going to fold it lengthways. And at the crease you're going to find the middle stitch, so just like so, and keep a hold of that stitch. And then you're going to line that stitch up with the stitch marker that's on the body, and then connect the two. So now you're going to grab your yarn needle and you're going to sew your sleeve to the body of your top. And then once you have that stitched to your body, you're going to repeat the same thing for the other sleeve. So once you have that done, you're just going to fold your top over like so, and then sew along the sleeve and down the side of your body. And that's your sweater completed. If you liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and of course please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.